The following podcast contains adult language, profound stupidity, hardcore nudity, and drug references. Children should not listen to it. Everyone else, but fucking Olive. Nailed it.
Everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. My name is Poppascotch, and with me, as always, is Chump Slap.
Hey, what's up?
And over on the other side there, Dr. Syintist.
It's in that place I hid that thing that time.
Oh, boy, do we have a surprise for you listeners today. Probably the best game we've done so far, I'd say. Would you guys agree?
This is a game.
I thought this was a television show.
It was a very bad television show.
Well, it's from the country, you know, it's going to be different. But we're going to get into that in a minute. Before we even get that far, how about we start with you, Chump Slap? What have you been watching? What have you been playing? What have you been doing this week? What's going on?
Shit.
That's it?
I've been doing that too, no brag.
I put in Not Final Fantasy. Put in Fallout 76.
Ooh, how'd it go? How was your session?
What do you miss?
I didn't do anything. I just walked around again. I started building new. Apparently, you can build stuff and put a store in your place now.
Couldn't you always do that?
No, you couldn't put a store.
I thought
people can come up to and
you could build stuff though.
Yeah,
like your shack.
Sell to other
Right?
people?
I thought that was the selling point. So what you're saying is I should start playing it now. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because they put a raid in now. There's a vault raid.
What level do you have to be at to be effective on the raid?
It says 50.
How long does that take? You could probably...
Yeah, you can boost me,
Power
right?
level.
If I
Yeah,
sign
just
in?
go through the story. You'll get to 50.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll start it next week. I like starting it next week because if it sucks, then I can just use the release of Borderlands 3 and be like, well, you know, I didn't.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3 came out. What are we gonna do? You know, the French love it. So, what about you, Dr. Syintist? What have you been doing?
I platinumed Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Nice.
Not
nice.
to brag.
I sucked it up and did it.
How? When was the last time you got a platinum before this one?
I can guess or I can look it up. I'm going to look it up.
While you look it up, I just got an email the other day that said, "Congratulations for platinuming Spider-Man," which I think I did in
I just got mine last
February?
week too, and I did it in February too.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Oh, they just give rewards for it now.
They'll send an email
Yeah.
from PlayStation that's like, "Congrats, you platinum." Well, usually it's the PlayStation first party games.
Yeah.
But it's not for every game. And the Spider-Man one was 5 months, 6 months delayed, whatever.
Rainbow Skies. That was a couple months ago.
The fuck is Rainbow Skies?
It's a strategy.
You mean
RPG.
Rainbow Six?
No, I mean Rainbow Skies.
No, he meant Rainbow Six, guys.
I would never play Rainbow Six.
Ghost
That's
Recon
terrible.
or the one Siege? Siege is the big one,
Siege,
right?
that's
the
the
one
one he's-
people
It's
are
an
still
RPG.
still
Classic
playing.
scientist.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I did that, and I watched the Frame Fatale speedrun marathon, and that's basically all I did all week,
So
besides sleeping.
we've talked about this before.
Yeah, it was another marathon.
So is it it's an event, right? It's not like an ongoing show or series
Yeah,
or
it's an
whatever.
event.
They
What
just
do they
have it.
Do it every month or so.
Every couple.
Whenever
months.
they have
Whenever there's downtime on GDQ.
goddamn quarterly.
We don't know enough to goddamn 12 times a year or 10. So
and I started playing Detroit Become Human.
I couldn't do it.
think I could finish it before Borderlands 3 comes out.
have you been enjoying it?
I literally just started.
Oh, okay. So
You do the first mission.
I don't know if they're missions, but I did the first part.
Yeah.
well, we're gonna need some more feedback next time because I've seen it and I'm like, this might be good. It's the same people who did Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
And I loved Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain was amazing.
So why wouldn't I like this? What was the other one with?
Beyond Two Souls.
That's it. I was gonna say with Ellen Page and you're all over it. Attaboy.
Yeah, I think I got it for free when I got Detroit Become Human. Or maybe I got it for free some other time and downloaded it because it's on my PlayStation. But I
Did
don't
it
know.
make you download Heavy Rain?
Yeah, but I'll play that again.
I think we went over this. It's when
Yeah,
you
when you
download Detroit and everyone got it for free last month.
Yeah.
It automatically gives you the other one, which is pretty cool. They didn't have to do that.
Oh, I straight up deleted both of them.
Well, I never even downloaded them, but that's not. It was nice of them to
Yeah,
offer.
I don't know
right?
if I'm going to delete it yet or play Heavy Rain again or not.
I
Let's see.
I kind of want to, but I really don't want to.
I'll maybe just play through it once and see how I can get.
See if you can get that super duper evil ending.
Yeah.
Where the
or
serial killer survives and keeps killing people.
Ooh, spoiler.
Well, there's like 9 endings.
Yeah.
So.
Did you do all of them already?
Yeah, I platinumed it when it was on PS3.
Jesus Christ.
I forget how many endings you had to do for that. I think it's 4.
It might be. There's one where the serial killer wins. There's one where you do everything right.
Right. There's
one where you get to the end with everybody alive and then everybody dies at the end scene except for the serial killer. That's like a special one.
All right, now spoilers.
Yeah, now we totally ruined the game from 2012.
Yeah, with multiple
2011.
endings that depend on what you do.
Yeah, so there's going to be a good and bad.
Oh, everyone dies in one of the endings? Jesus.
Yeah, it's a pretty dick move. I'm sorry. That's all our fault. We'll cut that out. We don't want to ruin it.
I believe this trophy's called like so close for getting that ending because you get to the ending and then because I remember you. That's spoilery, but
Who cares? The game's
Yeah,
like
it's old. No one
it's
cares.
7 or 8 years
when
old.
you're
and
carrying your
it's-
kid out and they shoot you because you think you're Ethan Mars is a serial
Oh,
killer.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Now you re-spoiled it for me. Thanks.
Who cares?
Appreciate it.
Only douchebags haven't played it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
What'd you do this week, Poppascotch?
Played Heavy Rain.
Yeah. So I didn't want to, interrupt our flow, but I played a lot of Heavy Rain. No, I didn't play anything. I've been busy and traveling.
Wait. Not even Tom Clancy's The Division?
Wait. What day is it? No, not since the last time we talked. I have not logged in,
Wow.
which is stupid because I could log in every day and at least get a blueprint for like 80 polycarbonates.
Tell me about
Crafting
it.
materials.
Yeah.
Crafting materials. I should have led with that. I shouldn't have tried to.
I sign in every day for polycarbonates.
Me
Yeah.
too.
You guys look like those kind of dudes that would sign in every day for
I'm on the
polycarbonates.
polycarbonate newsletter.
Polycarbonate quarterly. Okay.
PCQ.
Yeah, I didn't play anything. I watched Big Mouth again, which is an amazing show. Because they just announced the new season in October, I think. But then there's also was an announcement for a new Bill Burr's comedy special. I'm looking forward to September 10th.
He seems to be going downhill recently.
I don't know because I feel like he's a roller coaster. Like some of his specials are great, and some are like, all right.
Does he put one out? Didn't he just put one out not too long ago?
He's doing it like
Once a year?
yearly almost. Like he makes a year, and then he goes on tour and perfects it, shoots the special at the end of the year,
Yeah.
starts over.
Sounds like
But
what
I mean-
comedians do.
Yeah, it sounds-
If you watch all of
These
his
days.
comedies in order, all his things, I feel like they go downhill as he gets older and
I think.
more adultish.
I mean, I don't think you're necessarily wrong.
Still, his best role is Zombie Beavers. I believe we can all agree on that.
I don't have any opinion on any of that. Wasn't he just in like the first 5 minutes
and
in
the
the
last
truck?
like 2 minutes.
That's
Oh,
great.
is
He's
it?
like, yeah, I dated the guy once.
I forgot about that. I loved him in Breaking Bad. He was great on that.
Never saw it.
yeah.
He was just like one of the main bad guys, like right hand, like thugs, who would just
Bill Burr.
Yeah, he'd just
Yeah.
be strong arming people, not physically. He's just kind of a scumbag who does like side jobs.
Sounds like Bill Burr.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Bostonians. You can say it. You can say it. We can still make fun of them, right?
Bostonians?
Yeah, Boston. What did I say?
Bostonians?
I don't think I said
That's
that.
the same thing.
They're from Bostonton.
The tea parties.
From Boston. Thanks. That does remind me when I was checking out last week's episode, I did notice that I mixed up the names and then tried to lie about not mixing up the names. I was incorrect. I listened to the tape and saw that I did in fact call Chump Slap Syintist.
You do it all the time because then as soon as it happens, because we look at each other and we're just like,
It's just like pretend it didn't happen.
yeah.
I don't, fair, but I use now I'm getting more like aware of it. So usually I'll say it and be like, wait, shit, no, okay, and then start again. But I still don't get all of them, I guess. So
What else did you say last week and then you insisted you didn't say it? Oh, LeBron James.
oh yes, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, which I was also incorrect about. Upon further review, I was wrong about that because you guys were like could not grasp the fact that Michael Jordan didn't make his basketball team, and I'm like, no, Michael Jordan. Then you're both like, oh, I thought you were talking about LeBron James. And I was complete. Yeah, I did say LeBron James. I don't even know where that came from. I wasn't thinking about LeBron James. I didn't see his name somewhere.
You were thinking
The
goat.
GOAT, yeah.
Maybe I just hear goat and I just think LeBron.
Yeah. It just
Maybe.
comes out of your mouth. You don't even want to say it.
Yeah.
What would you like? Can I get a Whopper and
A
LeBron
goat.
James? And some lamb meat. Do you have lamb meat at Burger King? Anyway, so I didn't. What else? I didn't watch anything else. I've been busy all week.
Yeah, I don't think I watched any movies either. Well, I did, but like, nothing that stands out.
Well, we watched Vantage Point.
Oh, that was good.
Vanish Point?
Vantage Point.
Oh, I thought you said Vanishing Point was a movie with the cars.
No.
But Vantage Point was with Forrest Whitaker,
It's the only guy.
Zoe Saldana,
Yeah, I don't remember. A bunch of people. in
Gina
it.
Davis.
Vantage Point. Is this new or
It was like 2006 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I
about
think
the
I know.
assassination
Of a
of
president.
a president. It's like told from different.
It's
vantage points.
ridiculous.
Oh
and
yeah,
unbelievable,
isn't that dude from Lost in it too?
Never saw Lost.
I don't know Lost. Yeah.
Oh god damn it. All right, well. let's
Oh,
just-
I know. I watched Four Lions.
Oh, I wanted to watch that. I didn't get around to it.
So great. I haven't watched in a while.
I even
Me
reminded
neither.
him.
I was like,
The other day, I was like, man, I haven't seen Four Lions in forever. He's like, yeah. So he watched it before I did.
yeah. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
I watched Grandma's Boy last night.
I haven't seen that.
I know, it's so
since
good.
It came out.
High score? Is that good? Did I break it?
So it still holds up? Because I was worried about it not holding up.
It's funny. It's still funny.
Okay.
Are you going to come with my dad now?
The movie's good when Rob Schneider is in it,
And it's still good.
and it's still good. Like he nailed
When he
that.
throws the bong in the
Yeah.
beginning, it's hilarious.
Like his little bit part, he just absolutely crushed it. He always has a cell phone like open in his hand as if he's calling somebody. Oh man, he's really great.
It's so good.
Wasn't his neighbor or his roommate going to like strip clubs or something like that, or
Yeah, the
dirty
massage,
bar?
yeah. They're not hookers. They just massage. And then the Big Show from wrestling is in it, and he goes, yeah, they massage your cock for money. And the other guy goes, it's called hooking.
That's pretty great. And then I love the compromise was, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 10 minutes to pack up as much as you can.
Before my guys rip your balls out from your asshole.
Oh,
I
see,
forgot
I don't
about
remember
that.
any of this shit.
I gotta check it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a minute.
Dude, when he plays DDRs, I love it. Just the way he dances.
Was-
Nick Swartz, he's like,
Was that part originally in the movie?
I don't know.
I think they added that in like the special edition,
Oh, maybe, because I don't think I've ever
No,
seen
it
it
was
without
definitely.
it.
Yeah, I've only seen it with it.
or maybe I'm thinking of a different scene because I've seen
with
all
the Karate
DVD
Monkey, I'm
special
pretty sure
editions.
was added in the special edition.
The Witch Monkey.
The Dante, his drug dealer gets the monkey, and he has a guy teaching it.
Oh yeah, that's right. And the monkey and him are in the Jeep or something like that.
When the lion escapes, it's a fucking lion, I said.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that again.
Yeah.
Yo, where do you get your weed? I get it from you, Dante. Oh yeah, hi, Mr. Cheezel. And dude, the robot sounds that he fucking does all. I'm a robot. If I got a robot
So
vagina.
fucking weird. What is his character's name? It's some stupid
PJ or JP or something like that.
JP or whatever. And he's like, for some reason, he's sitting there coding like in that ridiculous chair with
Yeah.
90 monitors. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ah, the movie, it'll still make you laugh. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I guess.
And they play a stupid frog game where they challenge the old guy to the games, and they have a stupid frog game where they jump back and forth on lily pads and catch flies.
Oh, that's right, like the Atari game or whatever. But anyway, so let's watch that, and we'll talk about it next week. And we got some video game news. You guys want to hear about some video game news?
Fuck yeah.
Eh.
I'm always down for some news.
Some of these are admittedly better than others. Let's get move past that.
You can always edit it out.
We're just gonna move past it. So, a slew of games have been released for Google Stadia.
What is that?
We talked about
It's
this
the
twice
Google
now.
thing.
It's the Google. They're-
Streaming service.
like-
I'm
cloud-based
asking for the
gaming.
fans who don't know.
Oh, thanks.
Oh.
Thanks for clearing that up. Good save. But it is a console that you can play from pretty much any screen. It's browser based.
So it's not a console.
It's not a physical piece of hardware, no.
It's a non-physical console.
Okay.
Which you can buy like their controller for like $70, and then you can buy like a Google Chromecast, and then you have to pay like an annual.
Oh,
or
this is the thing
fee.
that is pointless for us to get because it'll never run in our town.
Exactly. Yes,
Okay.
we have talked about this. So, a bunch of games just got released, including Borderlands 3, Darksiders Genesis, Mortal Kombat 11, Super Hot, Farming Simulator 19, Watch Dogs Legion, Windjammers 2, and the remake of Destroy All Humans. Now, I don't think
Those aren't out yet.
Wait, was
No,
Super
those-
Hot
they're
and
coming out.
Farming Simulator, is that 2 games?
Yes.
Super Hot. Yeah.
Super Hot always seemed interesting, but I don't know if I'd ever actually pay for it. If it got it for free, I'd play it.
It's a lot of fun in VR. Like
I
that's
can
one of the
imagine,
games where
yeah.
you show people like the VR. because every time you move, you just see a bullet slowly, and like you're trying to move your head into the like out of frame of the bullet, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get hit, I'm gonna get hit, I'm gonna get hit, and then you blink, and you're like, oh, whoa, okay, it's just a video game. I don't gotta worry about that. Slow mo bullet hitting me in the face.
Then you put the edibles down.
And then you put the edibles down. You go for a walk outside when it's relatively cool out. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is all these games got announced for Google Stadia. Does it make you guys want to try it any more than you would have?
Any game on that list, I'll just play on PlayStation.
That's a good point. I don't think any of them are exclusives.
Yeah, I doubt they'd have any.
And besides Borderlands 3 and the outlier of Super Hot, I don't think I'd play any of those games that you talked about.
You wouldn't try Darksiders Genesis?
Cyberpunk 2077 was also,
what is Darksiders Genesis? They just released Darksiders 3, so I don't know what Darksiders Genesis is.
I want to think it can't
probably
be
a
4,
remake
right?
of
We
the
would have.
first one.
Yeah, I think it's probably the remake of the first 3 or something like that.
I was going to look up Darksiders Genesis.
Yeah, do it, Syintist.
Anyway, so Cyberpunk was already released. What about you, Chump Slap? Does that make you want to try and buy Stadia? Now,
Probably not.
But to be fair to their credit, it's a pretty reasonable introductory price.
What is it?
I don't have it in front of me.
$5,000.
I think it's like $150 or something for
for
like the
not
founder pack.
In this slumping economy?
Do you get a controller with that?
You get, let me look it up.
Because you don't get a system.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I paying you $150 for?
I believe it comes
Access
with
to the software?
For the privilege.
I believe it comes with the controller and the Chromecast and like the basic.
Fucking $80 Chromecast?
That's after taking out the $70 controller.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, I finally looked it up. It is $130.
Well, $50 Chromecast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it comes with, I will tell you as soon as this page loads.
Do I get Google Gigabyte internet service?
I forgot I'm at a place with shitty internet now, so this is going to
Yeah,
take
you expect
time.
us to play Google games?
Oh, good, it's loading Flash. It's got a video. Fantastic. Yeah, they said a recommended minimum is 10 megabits per second, but that's like, there's no fucking way that's going to work.
Yeah.
Sorry. But Founders Edition, Okay, Founders Edition comes with access to Stadia at launch, obviously. 3 months of Stadia Pro, which is one of their subscription tiers. And
I would imagine lower.
Here's an interesting thing, though. And 3 months of Stadia Pro to give away to a friend.
What if I just want 6 months? And I don't have
Create
any
another
friends?
username, I guess.
Could you just add it to your own?
Has to be the same 3 months.
It'll also have a controller, a Google Chromecast Ultra, and a founder. I don't know what this is. A founder's Stadia name. I guess you get some kind of stupid flair or something like that for starting it.
No, that just canceled me. Not going to do it.
I mean, it's $130 though. That's not insanely unreasonable.
Yeah, but it's
I lose more than that running for the bus.
it's still a waste of money. It's $130 you're going to throw away and never get anything for.
Give me $130, I'll slap you in the face.
So
yeah, it'd be the same deal. I'll give you a deal. You give me $100, I'll slap you in the face.
Give me 80, I'll give you a
Sold.
controller.
Sold. Oh wait, he's willing to do it for 80. Look, either way, I'm
And a
not leaving
controller.
here.
He's losing a controller, so I don't.
I didn't say it worked.
It's like a GameCube controller. That's the cords cut. That'd be dope. Anyway, so you guys are either way, you're out on Stadia. Like nothing. What would get you involved in this?
I can't think of anything they'd possibly do
If
besides give me money.
If I played more video games, maybe.
Then
Fair.
I'd play it.
What if you knew it would work? Because I think that's the big question mark. Like,
Jeez,
it has to.
I
fucking
still
work.
have a PlayStation 4.
Is the whole thing you don't have to buy any of the games, and you can just play anything?
Part of the subscription is that a lot of games are going to be free, but like the new ones you're going to have to pay for.
And you still have to pay a subscription fee.
Yes.
So what was the fee?
Oh, Jesus, you're making me
Probably like $30 a month.
I think it probably is.
Yeah, I could pay what, $75 for PlayStation Plus?
Yeah, let me get rid of my Amazon Prime, my Netflix. What the fuck?
Still looking it up.
I can just get rid of my car insurance.
Well, I looked
I'll
that up.
cover it.
How about I give you?
You don't really need it in this state.
I think they actually legally make you have that. But what do I know?
Yes, they do.
I don't live here.
Oh, soon we're going to legally need Stadia. Fucking Nazis.
As long as these Republicans are in charge. make you keep Stadia. Anyway,
Bravo.
second piece of news: Sony purchased Insomniac Games.
I know, I saw that. It's great.
You're happy about this?
I like Sony and what they do, and I like Insomniac games.
I didn't mean for that to be like, really? You're fucking surprised? Like,
Oh.
it was honestly like, oh, that's your reaction? Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
What
Go
did you
on.
expect?
Well, I thought I brought a little too much to that sentence. Like, dude, you really? You
Yeah.
like this
Of all
movie?
Yeah,
people.
That's what. Yes, I
was
was confused.
Not my
I thought maybe
intention.
the three at the table, I'd be the only one that liked it. But
Yeah.
there was nice little drawings of Sly Cooper and Ratchet shaking hands. So we can hope for a new Sly Cooper game sometime soon.
Doesn't mean nothing to me.
Do you think they do any kind of like crossover with those two? With Sly and Jack?
Yeah, didn't they do it in PlayStation All Stars?
Yeah, but that wasn't really.
I
They
mean,
might.
But I
It's
feel
been
like
a while
that's-
since either had a game come out.
How many times have we seen that exact, not premise, I guess? That's not the word I want to look for. But how many times in comic books do you see like the characters cross over in each other's worlds?
All the time.
Why wouldn't like Sony, who owns all these different properties, have this? I mean, you might be weird to put like Nathan Drake and Sly together.
But it's also kind of weird to have a thief like Sly and a gun-wielding planet hopper like Ratchet together, too.
Well, they go to
Mhm.
a multiverse. Whoa, they get sucked into a
Whoa.
portal. That's the sound you make when you get sucked into a portal.
Bill and Ted.
Whoa.
Awesome. I'm still looking up the Stadia stuff. But so we're all in on what other games did Insomniac make?
Lots of good ones.
Like what?
I remember there being some pretty. Did they do? Oh man, I might be wrong about this, but did
Who
they
did,
do some of the Tony Hawks,
I don't remember. but
or at
who
least
did,
the beginning?
who did the Infamouses?
I think you're thinking
That was
Never
Sucker
Soft.
Punch.
Never
That was
Soft.
Sucker Punch, yeah, same as Sly, right? What did you say? What were those games again? Syintist?
Spyro, Ratchet and Clank, Resistance, Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man game was by Insomniac.
I did know that because that's the image they've been using to like show this
Yeah.
news release. I guess, but I mean, I really liked Marvel Spider-Man. That was a fun game.
I never played it.
Yeah, it's probably some of the best movement in any game. Just
And-
being able to like Spider-Man and fucking flying around town like that.
Yeah,
Did
sounds
you
pretty
ever
cool.
play Spider-Man 2 for PS2? That's the one that I don't. That's the one they keep. Everyone talks about as being like one of the best Spider-Man games.
I don't remember. I played Spider-Man games, but I don't know. Do you
But-
remember who the bad guy was? Or
Oh heck no!
would there have been trophies for it?
No, it was PS2. There's no way there's trophies for that. But whatever. I'll look at.
I
the
mean, I
Stadia
played a
thing.
bunch of Spider-Man games, so. But I mean,
But that's the one for PS2 they always refer back to as being like the best one.
but this one is awesome. Just the way you could fly around town so quickly. And
Yeah, absolutely. And you could also just fast travel as well.
Yeah.
Which you end up doing at the end anyway, like every other game.
yeah,
But other piece of news, which I'm sure neither of you give a fuck about at all.
Oh, I'm stoked.
There is a new Comanche game coming out.
what is Comanche?
You guys remember? You don't remember Comanche?
No.
It's like
Is that a helicopter game?
it is a helicopter game. Yes, helicopter battles, helicopter missions.
You really couldn't find anything else to talk about.
Well,
besides
this
Comanche.
is notable because the last game was 2001.
Yeah, and
They're
this is
bringing it
Insomniac.
back. Is Insomniac bringing it back? That'd be pretty great. But yeah, we'll look forward to that soon. Hopefully, like any
We?
day now. And by we,
Hell
the
yeah.
royal we. I mean,
Hope it's VR.
and
that would be awesome.
yeah, that'd be
Kind of
awesome.
like that tank game they had for Connect.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
Was
don't
that the
know.
Vector Tank game?
Yeah, I don't know. You had all these like things you had to do and then connect and then pick it up right, stand up, sit down.
Well, that's a thing that really took off. Remember Connect?
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Did you have Connect?
No.
I don't know anybody who did.
I don't know if I ever even played it. I've seen that damn
I
camera.
don't see why
everywhere.
I'd want to.
Hmm,
Same
good
reason
point.
I didn't.
I
Want
do
to
have the
Wii.
camera.
You do have the camera.
Yeah, I bought the 360 came with it, but yeah, I never used it.
Interesting. Okay. Some other news and entertainment. Matrix 4 is happening.
I know Keanu Reeves is on a roll.
And Carrie Ann Moss is in this too. They're all coming back. And Lena
All right, since he's doing
W.
Ted
Wachowski?
Theodore Logan and Neo again, what do you think his next role is going to be that they're going to remake?
Johnny Utah.
I hope so.
Oh, that'd be so amazing.
No, they'll never do that.
Like Johnny Utah is a grizzled veteran FBI agent, like totally lost all that surfer spirit.
Yeah.
And then the new guy comes in and brings him back. Oh god. Shit writes itself. Oh, I would, even if that was the exact premise of that sequel, I'd still watch it.
Yeah,
Patrick,
of course.
Patrick Swayze survives that big wave at the end.
Yes.
And it's his kid that's gonna rob things.
Whoa.
Because he's dead, right? He passed away.
IRL?
Yes,
I
IRL.
think so.
Yes.
He has to be dead.
Pancreatic cancer.
Yes, that's right.
Whoa.
Which we would never wish on anyone. We didn't do that, by the way.
I'd probably wish on somebody.
Yeah.
Not Patrick Swayze.
No.
There are a lot of Eagles fans out there.
Yeah.
Just saying, you know.
Wasn't Patrick Swayze in the Clerks animated series?
Oh, who remembers that shit?
The only thing I remember from the Clerks animated series was when they were like walking up a wall.
Yeah,
And
they
it's
did that
actually-
gag like 4 times
Yeah, yeah.
in like 6 episodes. Yeah, I was just going to say that's the only part I remember about that, too. And the last piece of news we have, we're still on news. Spider-Man is out of the MCU, maybe?
I can't imagine
Yeah.
that Sony's not going to want the money that the MCU could make for him.
The way they're reporting it, and this could be incorrect. This data could have changed by the time you guys are hearing this, but
True.
there seems to be some movement. But apparently, I guess the short synopsis is Sony is taking its ball and going home and
Yeah.
not allowing Spider-Man.
Well, Disney wants more of the money because they're only getting 5% of opening gross.
Right, and they're putting up everything.
Yeah, and it's their universe, their character. Like,
Yeah, which I hate to side with Disney on this.
I know it feels
But-
wrong, but it's
Well-
also against Sony, so it's not like some mom and pop operation they're taking it from. But
Drew,
I say they take all their money and give it to me.
I would love to see what you do with Disney.
I
money.
thought of Spider-Man
But-
before it was even a thing.
I mean, just like compare the old Spider-Mans to the 2 newest ones. Just box office or how good they actually are.
Yeah, just overall quality.
Yeah, the 2 latest ones that were in the MCU are just miles and above anything Sony ever did with Spider-Man.
I know this is going to be an unpopular take, but I liked the Raimi Spider-Mans. I liked them fine.
Is that Topher Grace?
Yeah. The third one was bad. Everyone knows that. But everyone loves the second one. Like how the Spider-Man 2 was like the best superhero movie.
Which one was that? Doc Ock or?
That's the one where he's on the fucking train, isn't it? And they hold him over like Jesus, and they're like, we won't tell.
What the fuck are you
That's Doc Ock,
talking
right?
about?
Yeah, that's Doc Ock.
Yeah, okay.
I swear that happened.
It,
I don't know
it
what you're
did.
talking
He's
about.
like,
And Mary Jane like got together at the end.
Yeah.
He got together with Mary Jane at the end.
or maybe it's Green
I don't
Goblin,
remember
but
shit.
but
There's
I don't-
too many fucking
there's-
Spider-Mans and they all blur together.
But even that one was good. Is not nearly as good as
No,
Far From Home or Homecoming. Both of those are much better than those.
agreed. I 100%
Still haven't
agree.
seen either of those either.
I did see a meme on remember the internet?
No.
Never heard of it.
Well, there's a meme where
that where
it was a
terrorists
fake. It was like a fake press release, and they said Disney acquires the rights to Night Monkey, and it's him in the dark outfit. If you've seen the movie, you get it. If
Yeah.
you don't know,
No
now you
idea.
know.
But I mean, does Sony think they're going to make more money making their own Spider-Man movies? I don't think they can take Tom Holland and do it.
That's the thing. That's what this looks like. Sony saying like Venom was popular. We got the Carnage coming into the story. Let's bring Spider-Man back, and everyone's like, "Really? That's what you're doing?" I mean, Venom wasn't that great.
No.
No.
It was fine. I have nothing
I didn't think it was good.
major against it, but
But it was the 3rd best Spider-Man movie released in the past year.
wow, I don't think you're wrong with that statistic.
No, Far From Home and Multiverse, and then that one.
Don't they also have another Spider-Man universe character that they're making movies about?
Hobgoblin.
Hobnoblin?
No, but it should be.
I don't know if there is another one.
I don't remember either. Well, let's move on. That probably wasn't important. How about we get to the game today?
Yeah, let's. At least I know something about that.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Well, this game we're doing today
Utter trash.
it holds a special place in my heart because I didn't know it existed till 2 weeks ago.
Because
It
your
is-
dad dropped off a
My dad-
sister you didn't know you had.
Yeah. Who all of a sudden moved in, and then it was like,
Yeah.
We've used the term scotchy. Our fans know about this term. Scotchy is a colloquialism for the worst possible game we could think of, right? Like if it's a bad game, it's called a scotchy.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can make that the shorthand. Well, boy, do we have a scotchy for you out there today? Because today we are doing Madden 19 Longshot mode.
Didn't I make a joke in one of the
Homecoming.
first episodes about doing Madden?
Probably.
I think I did make a joke. Because, yeah, I might have thought about it back then. You guys didn't even see it coming. You got blindsided
He
by
just
it.
played it like it was a joke.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to do Madden.
Madden.
Oh,
And then if you guys laughed and were like, "Yeah, whatever, weirdo," I was definitely doing it.
So it's the story mode of Madden.
It's it's like a career-driven narrative where you once in a while take control and throw a football.
Long
In
shot.
Madden
There
19.
isn't much game playing involved from what I can tell.
No, there isn't. Well, all those. Okay, let's start with the blurb. It came out August 10th, 2018. Released for PC,
PSE.
PS4, and Xbone by EA Tiburon, and then published by EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Thank you. It is a football sim, and I couldn't find someone with the balls to take a writing credit for this.
Nobody?
Nobody. I could not find a writer.
That 30 seconds it took them to write the story.
I'm pretty sure they copied this from that movie with.
Varsity Blues.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It kind of seemed like it.
I definitely. Now, you know what they got? There's definitely a lot of Friday Night Lights
Yeah.
elements. Have you guys ever seen not the show but the movie
Yes.
with Billy Bob Thornton that came out before?
No.
the show.
It was based on a true story. Actually, pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Varsity Blues is better. Got the beak in it.
I don't think you're
Yeah,
wrong.
that's. I couldn't think of his name.
And Billy Bob,
Yep.
but like the character named
And,
Billy Bob, not
Skeeter.
Billy Bob Thornton, and Skeeter, who steals a cop car and is naked with two chicks in the sea, and then does not get in any trouble.
Oh, he's a football
Well,
player.
yeah, it's Texas football.
So but he's in high school. The oldest he could possibly be is 18 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like he was.
What are you confused about?
I just feel like we should tell our foreign listeners that this isn't how things actually work.
I don't know. I'm not from Texas.
Yeah.
Only two things come from Texas:
Football.
Texans and football.
All right, let's rewrite that narrative. Oh, that could have took a turn. Anyway, so I will give the brief blurb we got coming into
Yeah,
this
blurb.
because I kind of accidentally picked the second part of a narrative.
I was gonna say. I think I should have watched the first part.
Wait. There was a part before this. I
Yes.
thought it kind of just
It
assumed.
definitely just came in like, boom, continued from.
Well, I thought I figured like, oh, you can figure this out 'cause it's
Yeah.
not complicated.
Well, there's also that, but there's definitely like characters like the coach for the, I think Bullfrogs. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But the coach for the Bullfrogs, they had the rivalry when they were playing in high school.
Yeah, I got that from when he reminisced.
Right, but I think that was actually shown to us in Madden 17.
It makes sense.
But I got like 3/4
What
through
happened
the
in Madden
video.
18?
All right.
What
First
are we
question.
on 19? You're right. Sorry, 19.
Oh wait, we didn't-
18 it started.
is this still the blurb?
No one has ever talked this much about this
No.
story before.
All right. So you tell us everything that happened in 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
I
5
don't,
minutes.
I don't have any of those notes down, but basically, I'm just going to guess, because this is probably correct, is that Devin Wade, who is one of our main characters,
Correct.
and Colt Cruz, which probably the best name.
And they
video
both
games.
No. What was that other guy's name? Hold on, I wrote it down.
Oh, where the guy on the TV says, "That's an awesome name."
Something, I think. his name is.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have that written down somewhere.
That's better than Colt.
We'll
Colt
get to it.
Cruz,
But
the cruise missile.
fucking. So Colt Cruz is the wide
Tito
receiver.
Flavors.
Oh
Tito
yeah,
Flavors, all
he
right.
does say. There's also this is a weird story. There's like a mock-up of like a Sports Center type
Yeah.
show or
Yeah.
Monday morning quarter like
Good morning football.
Good Morning Football. GMF.
something that could easily be like. I thought I was
that's-
watching the wrong video.
That's not an actual thing.
No.
GMF. Okay. I didn't.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's on
GMFB.
like MSNBC or some one of those
Yeah.
channels where no one goes to for sports. But so the brief interlude is, I guess, Devin Wade and Colton Cruz were both hotshot high school heroes. They win the state championship at the end of the season, and then the career or whatever probably ends with them
Going on this long
going to
shot show?
training camp, like being a long shot or whatever.
Yeah, I thought this was a reality TV show that they were both on.
That's kind of what I thought. Kind of like with
Oh, that would make a lot more
Deion
sense.
Sanders.
yeah, like it was called Longshot.
Yeah.
But did they? I have like a mixed. Did they get to the NFL? I think they got drafted in the first one, because this one is them trying to get like
Playing time.
playing time and on practice squads.
Well, I
and
don't think
trying
Colt was drafted because he. But I. Maybe,
Yeah, I think he came runner up, and I think Wade won the
Yeah.
reality TV show and got the football.
No, maybe.
that's kind of
Show.
what. That's kind of how I took
That's
it.
what I thought. That's what it seemed.
I mean, we could easily look this up, but we're not.
No,
that's
it's not
not what
easy.
we do here.
It's
No,
not easy.
That is
it
not.
was
what-
about watching this.
no, because
one
no
video.
one's ever written an extensive review of this fucking game mode because everyone forgot it existed.
Yeah, this is probably more that's been written than
Oh, yeah. I have like 1,000 words over here. This is way more than anyone's ever given a shit about this. But okay. So where we lead into this story is you're kind of taking place. You're taking the lives of two characters, Colton Cruz and Devin Wade. They're going through their own basic, I guess, timelines that kind of intersect here and there.
Yeah.
And when they're on the field, you actually play the game of Madden.
What happens if you suck it up?
It does change.
Okay.
Like there are actual like
if you fuck up the last touchdown pass or whatever. And don't
yeah,
win the
like if
game.
you like
Don't
maybe
win.
you don't
'Cause he
win
wins
the
every
state
game
championship.
in this one. That's why.
Not in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Well, because there's like yeah,
You
you're
only
right.
get one play during preseason.
But
Yeah, and you fuck it
basically,
up.
where the characters are right now is Devin Wade had been basically cut out of the NFL pretty much entirely. He got released from a practice squad. He's probably, I would say in this scenario, what, like 23, 24?
That's what I'm
younger
saying.
than that.
I was trying to figure out because they have to be fresh out of college.
Yes, and in college you must play 3 years.
Yeah.
So 21, 22,
Well,
23.
you can't go in the NFL until you're 3 years removed from high school.
Yes, although some people have gotten around that. I remember Larry Fitzgerald got around that because he went to like a military academy his senior year or something like that,
Yeah.
and that counted it. Whatever.
Whatever.
So the youngest he could possibly be is probably 21.
Yeah.
And then Colton Cruz, same thing, except Colton Cruz has decided to try and jumpstart his country music career.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, he's from Texas, and I assume everyone from Texas
Well,
wants
I mean,
to play.
they're both from Texas.
Well, his
Country
dad's
music.
a well-known guitar player for bands.
yeah.
Do you think that came up in the first?
It had to have.
Right?
They wouldn't have just started with
Yeah.
him.
You think the
'Cause-
writers really would have done that to us?
No.
That's why I say it could go either way. Like, I don't know if it's just the writers introducing the dad. You
I'm
know,
almost
out of
a-
No,
nowhere.
he's talking about his stepdad.
I'm almost 100% sure that in the first one we had the whole video for the Longshot song.
No, maybe.
Because they're coming in like, hey, you're that one-hit wonder who had Longshot.
Oh, that's a good point.
So, well, we
Hey.
got to see the stupid video at the end of this. So,
I'm glad I turned it off before that.
how?
I used my get out of jail free card.
For those listeners at home who may be hearing an ice cream truck in the background, you're welcome. But anyway, so basically, let's start this off. Let's get in.
Let's go.
Let's just get this over
Tell
with.
us where it starts us off.
Okay, so you are Devin Wade, and you sign a tryout for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, is this Colt kind of saw a call coming, but Devin, did he see the call coming?
I don't know. He's
I
already
forget
on
where
the
he
He
was.
team
just
by the time.
started and like
He's already on the
trying,
team,
yeah.
like on the
Yeah.
tryout. So Devin got a tryout. He's a quarterback, and Colt is at I guess, the alley of a country music-ish venue.
Some local dive bar that has bands.
looked like he was waiting for an open mic
Yeah.
and he got cut.
Yeah.
But like, okay, this is also where he meets Billy, who is a female country singer who's apparently way more in demand on the open mic scene than he is.
Yeah.
Because fucking Colt could not buy time on that stage. They don't
Yeah.
want him anywhere near the alley. So,
Exactly.
but Billy's actually like getting requested and playing. But
Oh, is that the chick that's like, yeah, I miss my daughter like crazy.
yes, exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
She's going around to open mics and
seeing dudes in
leaves her
alleys and
daughter-
being like, "Hey, you want to hear about my daughter?"
I didn't get that at all.
It was very strange. But
I kind of thought she knew who Cole was. And
Well, she knew because she knew the long shot song.
yeah.
yeah, you got to think if they were on like a reality TV show, I guess they do have enough
Yeah.
recognition that she's aware of who he is. But
Yeah, it feels like he's at the end of his 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
and this is where also he gets a phone call from the Cincinnati Bengals, who basically say,
Stop
"Hey,
calling.
stop! Yeah, don't call us anymore. Like this is not happening. Do not call us."
We
which,
will call you.
which is the Bengals, dude.
I know, it's
They
so
were pretty
funny.
good like 3 years ago.
Yeah, and then before that,
And after that,
exactly. Like we have to sit here. We really have to think about the last good Bengals teams. Palmer, like the last time when they were
yeah,
specific,
when
like
Kimo von Oelhoffen destroyed his ankle.
when they were like consistently 10-win teams.
Yeah.
That was at least 7 years.
Yeah, Palmer.
Again, we could easily look this up. We won't.
No.
And I
Andy
feel like
Dalton had a good year or two.
he did. He's not bad. And I feel, but we're leaving Chump Slap out of the
That's
conversation.
all right.
Huh?
But they go and they meet in this alley, which is where you should meet all your future boyfriends, ladies.
Oh, is this the lady
Jack
from
Alleys.
the end of the?
Yes.
Oh,
the
is
same
that
woman.
who that is? I didn't
Oh,
realize.
I didn't put that together to
Neither did
just
I.
now.
What did you think? Some random
thought that
lady
was
showed
like-
up?
I thought it maybe was someone from the season before.
Ah,
I thought it
shit,
was like
you're-
his high school girl.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
No, that was Billy, because remember he's on the phone with Billy?
Yeah, but I didn't know. I didn't seem like the same face.
Well,
No. He kind of looked like Lindsay Lohan at the end.
so the point is he meets Billy, and they start a, I guess, friendship
Yes.
over FaceTime and other texting. This is... Who gives a shit? Because she comes in and goes, but, so... Colt is behind this venue. He's just sitting there doing nothing. And then this is where his father just shows up, right?
Just some random ass guy.
Yeah. He never gets proof.
Yeah. He said he hasn't seen his father since he was 3 years old.
Hey, I'm your dad. Meet me at this diner.
Now, his dad is clearly set up as a musician. But is he like a real, like he's a touring musician, I guess? Like that's how he makes his money?
I kind of saw him as like
one of those bit players.
Ricky Bobby's dad.
I think it might be Ricky. He has the same shirt, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has like kind of the same aura about him.
Yeah, so think...
What did he say?
Okay, so listeners...
There's more than first and last.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Second, third.
Think of Ricky Bobby's father, played by... Ooh, what's that guy's name? The guy from Office Space. It'll come to us.
Lumberg?
Yes, Lumberg.
Lumberg fucked her.
He's the actor. He's playing Ricky Bobby's dad, and it's played as a joke that he's like the deadbeat dad that doesn't ever want to be there, but he just happens to show up when his son gets some success.
Yeah.
Imagine that exact character, but some actor playing it completely straight. That's Colton Cruz's dad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
And he says, hey, meet me at the diner tomorrow. You don't have to show up, but you got nothing else because you're a loser, so I'll be there.
Yeah, that was pretty. Oh, and he does say the line. I have it here, and I quote. This is where it gets meta. This is where we go up another level,
Let's
guys.
see this.
This is where the story
The
really
fighting really takes off.
starts taking off. He says, "This is some of the most cliche crap I've ever seen in my life."
Oh, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
Wow.
But I have it in quotes, so one of the characters probably said it. But he promises to go to the diner. They go to the diner, and he's doing this really weird phone game where he's like, hey, go in there, and blah, or he's talking to Loretta.
Yeah.
Loretta, who happens to be Colton Cruz's half-sister, who he had no idea existed till right now.
Wait, so you're adopted? No, half-sister.
Yeah, so...
Colton Cruz,
A
to be
dad you
fair, he does say, I'm pretty dumb,
Yeah.
at least at one point.
Yeah, he does.
So this is the first time you're meeting your dad and some random chick, and then she moves in with you.
Well, you met your dad the night before,
Yeah.
so
but,
like 12 hours have passed.
And he's dumping some
15
younger sister off on you. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like 14, 15-ish. And
annoying as shit.
Yeah.
yeah, she's but she knows a lot about football, I guess.
I think she just knows sign language.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
well, that's for sure. Yes, we did see that. But they I guess go to Colt's house and start a life. I
Yeah.
Oh,
guess.
there's an awkward truck drive there where he gets a phone call from his mom. And he's
Yeah.
like, I got to get out and piss.
Yeah, and then he talks to her about meeting his dad.
And his mom's just a fucking piece of shit. She's like, what the fuck do you want? I don't care. And then just hangs up on him.
Yeah, why didn't I guess I'm assuming probably in this narrative, Dad tried to dump Loretta on Mom, or he had done that.
Oh, maybe.
But that's not her.
No, because
his
she
mom.
sounded like
Different
surprised.
mom.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
I
that's
have
not-
written here because it stuck out to me that Loretta thinks tigers are fine.
when he's like, you like tigers?
Yeah.
So okay, so did Colt's mother know about Loretta?
I don't think. I think
I
she
don't-
says
no.
she doesn't know
Yeah.
about her.
She's like, I don't fucking care.
I never heard about this.
I
Yeah,
haven't
she's
seen
like
this
that guy
asshole."
left when you were like 2,
Yeah,
or he was
yeah.
like a little kid. I
Yeah.
think they said in the
He
game.
says
3.
3. It was the
Okay,
last time he saw him.
so he's probably 21, 22-ish. So he's been gone 19 years.
Yeah, and he had Loretta sometime in that span.
Right, and it makes sense that that Colt Cruz's mom is like, who gives a fuck? Like, I haven't talked to that guy in 20 years.
I've been like,
That makes sense.
Where's your mom?
Yeah.
Where's Loretta's mom?
Even
That's a
more
good
loser
question.
Than her dad.
I think he probably tried to dump Loretta on her like way too many times.
Yeah.
Like too
Or-
many because he's a
Or
touring
she's
musician.
or
He's
she's
like
in prison.
Or she
He's-
was just like a weird junkie and like he had to step in and take her. Who knows?
maybe, but you know, for
But he's
all
dumping him off on somebody he doesn't know.
She had like fetal
right,
alcohol.
that is
syndrome.
very strange. They had to be the last option, right?
Yeah.
My
It's
son.
Ricky Bobby's dad. I'm pretty sure he could have
Yeah.
done anything.
My son, who was 3 last time I saw him on TV.
He was on TV, so he can take care of my
yeah.
daughter.
He's got to have some money.
They're related halfway.
such a weird story. And I guess they play his apartment as like the single young guy's apartment, which is
it should be.
exactly
He's
which
a single young guy.
totally
No.
checks out.
Yeah, but
Like it's
Wade
so
used-
messy, and they clean up a pizza box,
yeah, Wade used to be his roommate.
Yeah,
though.
because she gets Wade's room.
yeah,
which was probably in the previous
Yeah.
one, which we've already established we're not looking up. That is not happening.
I can get the clues.
Yeah.
I had best friends ? Roommates ? Players together in high school. Got
We
it.
will we'll swing through Devin's story because his story doesn't get too good yet. But he's
What are you talking
basically.
about? Rob Schneider shows up at this time.
Is it right now where Rob Schneider shows up?
I don't know.
The
Or the-
game's Rob Schneider? Or are you talking about Donnie, the GM?
Yes, he's Rob Schneider.
Who's Donnie?
The fucking GM that
The
made
guy with the water
the,
bottle?
Yeah.
the water bottles, yes.
I haven't written down
He's
as
the
Rob
GM.
Schneider.
Oh, I thought he was like a talent agent or something.
No, he is the GM of an actual real NFL team.
Oh.
Not in real life, but in this scenario.
Yeah,
I
because
mean-
he like talks to the coach like, "Fucking put my player in."
Yeah.
But is that the head coach? Is Earl the head?
I
Earl,
think
by
it's-
the way.
I think his name. I think
Offense.
he is the head coach.
I thought he
'cause
was the
he-
quarterback's coach.
He tells a story later where he's like, "I never got to be a head coach."
Oh, that's right, he did. He's definitely just
Maybe
the
he is,
quarterback's coach.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, Devin's actions are basically doing drills and playing preseason
And
games.
trying
Yeah,
to beat other people.
it's like
out
kind of
with
like
actions.
showing you how to play the game, right?
Yeah, it's part of this narrative is this stupid cutscenes, and then they intersperse it with you playing Madden in that scenario.
Yeah.
And you have to like press buttons to catch when you're Colton Cruz, or you have to run the right plays or whatever.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Because 90% of the story is about the country singer with a kid.
Which, by the way, I'm going to throw this out there right now. They very rarely go back to the country singer until we get to the very end
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
fucking game. I thought this was going to be like super important. like they were going to travel around the country and have to deal with this relationship, and you'd have to like homeschool her or some shit.
Yeah, it was weird.
And this was just like, oh, that's right. That was my dream. Or his backup dream? Is it
So,
like,
what else? What happens to Cole next?
oh, Jesus, I don't even know.
Is it Colt or Cole?
He gets back
Colt.
home with the sister. They clean that up.
Oh, you're talking about going to the high school.
And then he goes to the flashback to
guess.
the high school championship game.
Yeah.
because they go to register her. And school.
Yeah. And then you run in the coach.
Well, what was this coach's name? I have
Wilford
written,
Brimley.
I have written down old man coach.
I just have Wilford Brimley.
No, wasn't it Kane or Dane or
Coach.
something like that?
Coach.
We are dishonoring his
struggling.
memory by not remembering his
he
name.
never really existed.
I know, but I read his name like 5 times at the end credits when it was just like,
Right, yeah. And we still don't remember. We're pieces of shit
yeah,
for this poor
Coach-
dead guy.
Coach Dwayne. Let's say that.
Coach Dwayne. Maybe I have it in my notes later. We'll get to
Let's
it,
hope
I
so.
guess. we'll see. But he's yeah, right. Like you said, he's registering Loretta in school because she's going to be in Texas for a while. I don't even think they said where they were before that.
No.
Just with Dad.
Mathis? Oh.
Mathis. Anyway,
No, yeah.
They
Like she
meet-
just came out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
guess like she was traveling with the dad?
she was definitely at
Or
least.
did the dad just get a phone call to start traveling again?
I think that's what it was, because the dad was.
He's a single father. Give him a break.
I know, right? Why can't you just take her on tour with all the lascivious hookers and blow like everybody else?
Yeah.
Aerosmith did it.
I know, seriously.
Ozzy did it. They turned out great.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at the high school. We meet Old Man Coach, and Old Man Coach, I assume, was a big character in the previous game.
Yeah, it seems like
He
it.
got the state championship for the Mathis Bullfrogs.
Which
Which they haven't repeated yet.
no, they haven't, and it's been how
At
many?
least 3 years.
At least 3-4 years.
At least 3, yeah. Because it would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it, that in the previous version you were going through college.
I would think so.
Yeah, I assume it started with like maybe the last championship game or something.
Well,
Yeah, like you play the high school championship.
Yeah.
when we get to the end of this, I'll tell you how Madden 20 has completely flipped the script.
Oh.
'Cause that I did play.
Oh.
We're not going to have a separate episode for that?
We might have to. It's going to be a 2-parter. It's at least 3 hours on the. Actually,
Well, we need spoilers on that. That game's pretty good.
Yeah.
well, we'll record it now, and then we'll
Sounds good.
release it
Sounds
in
good.
like December, because by then you should know. But basically, he meets Old Man Coach. Old Man Coach says, "Hey, I know you're still trying to get to the NFL here. If you need to use the field, have at it." And then that's about it. He gets a call from Billy. I have written down here, and
Yeah.
he's like flirting with her pretty heavy, and he's like, "Billy, I don't mean to bother you, but I have this new sister all of a sudden, and I don't know what I'm doing with young ladies.
Yeah, come and help me.
Yeah. And
It's like, what would she know? She'd abandon her own child. Like, right?
I know. Well, I didn't get that Billy abandoned his child or her
Well,
child.
she says, I miss my daughter like crazy.
Well,
like, she can't fucking do
She
anything
could
about
have
it.
left it with a relative, right?
I
Like,
guess.
Could have been
there's a difference
stillborn.
between abandoned and a long-term babysitter.
Sounds like she abandoned it.
What if the baby was
Jesus.
stillborn? I bet you feel real bad then.
Well, then what the hell did she miss it for like crazy?
Is that a rhetorical question?
It could be either of our answers.
All right, whatever. I assumed it was born.
Jesus, that was a weird sidetrack you took.
That's
us
what
on
I
there.
got out of it. That's what I was like, fuck this chick.
All right. So after that, I have dinner with his sister, where he makes, I guess.
Oh,
macaroni
it
and
makes
cheese.
homemade look like spaghetti.
Yeah.
Which is probably, I honestly think spaghetti was the first thing I ever learned how to make.
Dude, it's not
Like
hard.
as a
Yeah,
12-year-old.
Either that or like grilled cheese sandwiches.
It's one
Right.
step
Yeah,
more than
it was definitely one of those two.
it's one step more than ramen noodles. for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
it's barely a step more.
Yeah.
You don't even add the you just add the sauce
Add
after.
the sauce instead of
like not during. Yeah. But he nails it. Apparently it's at least pretty good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which it's kind of hard to fuck up spaghetti. I mean, it's
And then I have bring on the quarterbacks. I guess RG3 and trying to take.
Oh, yeah,
Devin
oh,
Wade's
that's
job.
right.
The Smiths
There's a
is
little
going on.
little bit of shake up. Well, it happens in both teams anyway. There's a little bit of shake up where some of the quarterbacks either aren't working out or getting injured, so they bring on. Basically, it seemed like in the narrative that Devin was at least the backup. Like he was at least number 2, like solid. And then
Yeah.
the team went out and got RG3 and another quarterback who was a real person.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the other
And then
one
he
was.
was lucky to be third string.
Yeah.
But then
Which
he-
he's a rookie quarterback, so I think third string's all right.
He's a rookie quarterback on a fucking tryout.
Yeah.
He's lucky he got any of this.
Yeah, right. He's
From
from
a lot of this doesn't make much sense.
From
No,
what I
it doesn't.
gather, he came from a fucking
Broken
reality
home?
TV
Oh.
show.
Broken home. No, we know Colt came from a broken
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
You don't know about Devin.
Well, they were roommates.
So they both have broken homes.
They
Is
have
that, what,
to.
is that what we're tying
That's how
together?
it works.
So
Okay.
Devin Wade is iffy on the team, and that's where kind of just leaves his story again.
Yeah, that we, and then
His story is almost inconsequential.
Oh yeah.
it's pretty lax actually. But he
It's just a reason to
he
play
has
football
like
during it.
Colt has 7 or 8 or 9ish story beats
Yeah.
in his story, and then with Devin it's like
practice,
fail, practice, make it.
Preseason. Yeah.
And that's about it. But basically, there's also some drama where the GM Donnie is talking with Devin, and also with Devin. And there's some kind of like, was Devin asked to spy on Earl? I feel like
Yes.
this
Yeah,
happened
I
at some
kind
point.
of was like,
I
hey,
have
tell
it
me
written.
something's wrong with him.
Right
Which
here.
I think, in hindsight, the GM was legitimately concerned about his health
Maybe.
because Earl.
I
doesn't
think he
look
wanted
too
to get
good.
rid of him because Earl didn't want to put
I
Devin
don't think-
in.
or maybe find a reason to get rid of
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Maybe.
I don't think the makers of Madden wanted GMs to seem like assholes, so I think it was probably genuine concern.
I don't have any choice but to agree with you. I think I think you're right. I think
Well, I think they're losing games at this point.
It's preseason. Doesn't matter.
it's still preseason.
Well, he's like fucking. You better step it up.
Because he as we
because
find
now he's
out
like
later-
4th on the depth chart now.
Yeah.
He used to be 2.
And then before the regular season starts, Earl he's not on the team because he has to leave because of health problems.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So,
Because the GM's basically like, hey, by the way, Earl had to go.
yeah. It's pretty much right after that. We
yeah,
fucking,
pretty much. You could tell his whole story first and then come to Colts.
Yeah, true.
By the way, we do get then an aside. We check in on Colt, and he goes to a high school football practice and dominates all the children there. That did happen, right? They did like a 7-on-7 pickup style.
Yeah, they had a game with
Yeah.
with his sister and the deaf kid.
Yes, and this is where we meet the deaf. Oh God,
What is
the
his
deaf
name?
kid got a name? He did.
I don't know. I call
I just
everybody by
write deaf
characters
kid,
they look
yeah.
like.
So
He looked weird.
You actually wrote down your notebook, Wilford Brimley.
Yes.
Awesome,
Merge talks with the high school and Wilford Brimley.
dude. How good was Wilford Brimley in the thing? He nailed that. He nailed it.
What about Cocoon?
Yeah, it was Cocoon, and he.
I was thinking Battery's not included, but I don't think he was in that one.
Ooh, it's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, let's go listen to the soundtrack in the
That'll
next room
probably
because
help us.
Syintist or Chump. I just did it again. Chump Slap has it over there on a record in the other room.
You think Wilford Brimley sings a song?
There's no lyrics.
We can only dream. He plays it on kazoo. It's fucking
That
crazy.
would be amazing.
But So we check in on Colt, and I guess that's all he's got going on with his life.
Yeah, he's just having fun.
Hanging out at his old high school, which is totally a cool guy move.
Yeah.
Totally a cool guy
23-year-old.
move.
It's the 7-on-7 tutorial.
Yeah, basically, which I'm pretty sure that never was a game mode before or after
Yeah, it was
this,
just a rare one-off game.
which
It's something you do in practice, but
it would be
we're talking about practice.
it would be cool if like Madden and them branched out a little bit and actually had like a more arcadey 7-on-7, you know, like maybe something you could play on like NFL Blitz
Maybe they do have like an
Or a
online.
Monster League.
or Monster. Oh God, Mutant League. You're thinking
Yes, Mutant League. Yes.
of. We'll get to that next episode. Don't you worry.
Oh,
have it
I
written
thought there
down.
was a Mutant League part in here that I missed.
No, that would be amazing. Right?
The new one wasn't that good.
But so moving the story along,
QB kill.
Devin finds Earl looking pretty ragged, almost passing out at his desk. I
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
down. And then Earl confronts Devin and being like, dude, what's this I hear about you spying on me? What's the deal? Huh? What's the deal? And
As
then,
he's fucking passing out.
Yeah.
and then Devin's like, dude, you always hate on me. Like, you don't want me to be
God.
3 on the depth chart. You want me to be 4. And then Earl basically says his wife left him.
Yeah, that's kind
I
of.
thought his wife died.
Coach
I
sob
think
story
she
is what
left
I
him.
have written.
Yeah, I
Coach
have
sob story.
sob story about dead wife.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It is such a strange narrative because you have Earl coming in here and being like, look, if all you do is concentrate on football, you're going to end up like me, and that's bad. I was never a head coach. I dedicated my whole life. I lost my wife. This is
I
not
millions
the
of
road.
dollars.
I only ever wanted a son.
Yeah, it was
It's weird.
very strange. Very strange.
Yeah. I think it's to humanize coaches, so because they want their fans. To
Yeah, it's like my wife never came to Dallas with me.
Yeah,
I've
it
never
was-
seen her
Same.
since.
Ever.
No
Not-
shit, look at him.
I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty racist.
How the fuck? I'm in Chump Slap's corner for this one. I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure the guy who is Earl or the mocap actor or whoever it was one of the dudes from The Wire. He was definitely in
he's
The
definitely
Wire.
familiar, but I don't know who he was.
Like the
I've
guy
never
with
seen The Wire.
scar on his head?
No, he was the homeless guy,
I don't know.
not Bubbles.
I have a feeling he was in a lot of things.
Or was he the guy from?
He looked very
Was he the
familiar.
fancy detective? What was his name? I definitely have seen him before. But while Syintist checks that out, I do have written down here that basically this is where we get a new side story, a brand new weird story
yeah.
comes into play
Just out of the blue.
out of the blue. Like we have not heard anything about this till now. Is that they want to merge Mathis High with another school? I forget who they are. I have it written down here somewhere. But
It's
they're-
not important. It really
it is not like
Well, it's the biggest rival.
it is their biggest rival yet, but like these are taxpayer dollars being like, yo, you
Yeah.
don't have enough people at your school. We need to merge you with another school, which is strange because aren't they a 3A?
I don't know. I thought it was just. He does say 3A. Yes.
He does say 3A, and here's my follow-up question: does that mean they're the quote largest size?
Probably.
I forget if it goes 1 to 3 or 3 to 1.
Don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It's
either.
like murder and fire. They're backwards.
Yeah, it's,
You know what I mean?
that's the fucking quote of the week. It's like murder and fire.
Well, like third-degree murder isn't as bad as third-degree burns.
Well,
Like, isn't third-degree
it
less
depends.
than one
You
first
could
degree?
you could live from third-degree burns. You're not going to live from third-degree murder.
Well, I mean, third-degree murder isn't as bad as first-degree murder.
Yeah.
But
Third-degree
third-degree burns are worse than
first-degree
first-degree burns.
What's second-degree murder? Third degree is a murder of passion or impulse. Second,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That might be second.
Well,
is
that might
passion
be
or
second.
impulse.
Third might be, like,
Manslaughter.
accidental.
accidental.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like no intent.
One is like I planned
Yeah,
this
it's
shit.
premeditated.
Yeah. Well, our lawyers can hit
Yeah.
us up and tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. Any of you lawyers out there, let us know what the difference is.
Well, we have to talk to our copyright lawyers. So
Yeah, probably. I'll talk to the patent lawyer too.
yeah.
I got him. on
Batman
speed
lawyer?
dial. Matt Lauer is our patent lawyer.
I thought you said Batman lawyer.
Batman lawyer.
The coach was the mocap actor was in Luke Cage. I remember him now.
Yeah, he was
Bobby
shit.
Fish.
He was in something else too.
He was in a bunch of stuff.
He's been in a billion things. Yeah, he was in. Oh no, I was thinking of the other guy. The other guy who played. Jesus, what was his name?
Jesus.
No,
Jim Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel. Yes.
the guy who owned the barbershop in Luke Cage.
His dad or whatever. Yeah, he didn't call it. It wasn't his dad.
Killer Mike?
I think his name is Faison. I wish it was Killer. He does own a barbershop.
Yeah, I
Nice.
know.
But that guy was one of the main characters in Banshee.
Oh,
Again,
still haven't
another
started
Banshee
that.
Callback.
Second Banshee callback. You guys gotta watch that.
I'll
show.
watch it one of
I'm
these
not
years.
gonna.
You're either gonna fucking hate it or it'll be like this. Pretty good. Anyway, so
They want to merge the town for
They wanna-
some reason
I don't recall what the reason
to
was.
get a better stadium.
Oh, that's right. Like because
Because the
There-
flooded.
there was a
It flooded,
investor
right?
guy. Who was the investor guy?
Well, didn't
I
Derek
thought
high
he was just
school?
a person on the council for the town.
Oh, he's some Mexican builder or something.
Yeah. Whoa.
Why does he have to be
whoa,
Mexican?
Because
Yeah.
he said he was.
That's true. He did.
But
And his
yeah,
son
but
is
still.
his son.
He couldn't just say the builder.
He actually comes out and says, "I'm a Mexican builder" or something like that.
He said I'm from Mexico, but
What's the difference? A
right.
man from Mexico.
We'll edit
Yes.
this out later.
Yeah.
Okay. His son, who I wish I put down these names, but the builder is the father of
Spanish from
the
Old school.
Yeah, the guy who's on the coaching staff at Manchester.
Spanish from old school.
Months.
Is that who it is?
Yeah. No, that's why I wrote him down.
Is it-
What? It's not even close.
Is in months?
Months?
Because it's Months' barbecue at the end. And
Or was it geese?
I thought Muntz was the hickish guy who wore the denim all the time.
I thought he said, "My dad helped me build this," or maybe it was
No, you're right. Muntz was the dude in the overalls.
with
because
the barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Yes, because he got a
Who I
loan
assume
from.
was Billy Bob from the first season.
I want to say his name is Geese.
Yes.
But I don't know if that's his actual name.
No, it's Goose.
Goose, me. I have so many more notes to get through.
Yeah.
Guys. So let's move this along. This is where we get our Tito flavors.
Yeah.
Best name in the
And
world.
then I have
Oh wait,
merger
Before we
coach-
go on, the merger happened, and then the old Wilford Brimley head coach asked Colt if he wants to join the staff,
Yeah.
and he's acting as if he's doing Colt a favor because Colt has no prospects, and Colt's like, "Dude, I'm trying to get in the NFL here."
Oh, I
can't
took it as a
commit.
guilt trip.
yeah, that's kind of what I took it as because it seems like nobody wants Colt to go make money in the NFL.
Yeah, like everyone's like, "Fucking, you're so selfish,
Yeah.
Colt." It's like
Don't you want to coach the high school team for $20,000 a year instead of playing for $250,000
you're my
a year on
half
the bench?
sister. I've known for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Why are you fucking telling me I'm selfish?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're both at very good points.
Do you really want to ride the bench in the NFL and get $250,000?
Yes.
Now, if Colt was like 45 years old,
Yeah.
I could see people being like, "Okay, dude, your window's closed. Like you're done." He's like 23 max.
Yeah.
He's
He
still
was-
got a shot.
He came in runner up on this
Long shot.
long shot show. I
Yeah.
assume.
Yep. Then we get to Jesus. We get to preseason game 4.
Yep. And Devin makes the team.
Yeah, he
yep.
fights for
You make the
QB3
practice squad.
spot. Yeah, that's right. He makes the practice squad, which technically isn't the
Yeah.
contracted rostered
Which
team,
is, I always thought would be a much harder job than being on the regular team.
right? Because you get paid like 40 grand versus
Yeah. And every week you got to learn to play somebody different. It's basically
Yes.
an acting job.
Yeah,
that
like
is
when
the
they-
thing that doesn't get noticed very much. Like your job on the practice squad is to emulate another team.
Yeah. Like they do for him. Like you got to be Tom Brady this week.
Yeah.
Good luck.
right. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
That's how they get the viral video.
that's how they get the viral video because at this point, Coach Earl is still being like, "Nah, I don't want to start Devin," but he crushes it in preseason game 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
sure
I
does.
guess it depends on how you play.
Well, yeah. Well, let's assume
crushes
let's
it.
assume everyone's just crushing it
Okay.
Yeah.
for the argument's sake, and then you do like a bunch of like drills too,
Yeah.
which to get your stats up, but eventually you do crush it. We go back to Colt, and Colt has been asked for a tryout with the Dolphins.
They need somebody.
This is my sentence. Dolphins call Coach dead?
Yeah, that's what I have too. I have Miami calls Coach dead? Question mark.
Yep, he is passed out at his desk. Colt goes to help him, and he ends up taking him to the hospital, basically. And he
Breaks
asks,
the old guy's heart.
yeah, which
Well, we
fuck
go-
you, old dude. By
Yeah.
the way,
We don't do that yet.
Don't you want to be a famous coach like me?
We got to go back to Wade.
for a high school,
Yeah, I was.
I understand. To be fair to our listeners, apparently Texas takes high school football a lot more seriously than I don't know the other 49 fucking states in the nation, except for maybe Florida. They take it pretty
Well,
seriously.
Central PA is kind of big too.
Yeah, but not like.
Berwick.
Yeah.
They love football, man.
Yeah, but do you see them selling out
No,
$1 million
no.
stadiums?
No, maybe.
Maybe those people are weirdos. Anyway,
Well, they have a fucking.
But it
nuclear
does-
power plant.
They do talk about Devin in here because apparently the Houston Texans
Yeah,
have
he
made all
gets picked
kinds of
up.
moves,
Yeah.
and have a star team, but their quarterback goes down and they trade for a third stringer or a practice squad guy.
Oh, you jumped ahead. I have still that Loretta and Colt, or the coach said, I need you to take over. Colt says, fuck you, I got a tryout. He leaves to go to tryout, and that's where the coach dies.
Well,
he gets the call, and then he finds the coach dead, and then it jumps to Wade.
he's not dead, but
Oh, you're right. I might have just condensed Colt's story into one paragraph. So so in the middle there, when Coach passed out,
yeah,
and he sends him to the hospital, that's where we go to Devon.
Yeah.
And this is the water bottle scene,
Yeah.
right? It's so stupid. Should we even?
no.
Okay.
I didn't even write it down.
He
I
just
had
says
Houston
something
trades.
like, "You leaving me, man?" Like,
Well,
that's disappointing. Doesn't he say that shit?
But but that's the thing. Like, he's on the practice, which I'm not sure how exactly practice squads work. I don't know, because they're not under contract by an NFL team. So if you're on like the Browns practice squad, and like I don't know, the Steelers are like, hey, you look good. Do you want to come play for our team? Here's a contract. They can just leave.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a free agency. Type
that's what.
thing.
Because he kind of goes to Houston.
Yeah.
And that's where Houston gets him, and that's where the GM's like, dude, you're leaving me?
Yeah,
But I
they,
guess...
they brought Bill Cowher out of retirement and traded for Antonio Brown.
Right,
was hilarious.
Jesus. But I don't think any other sport works like that,
No. Well, no other sport really needs a practice squad.
because they have minor leagues.
Yeah. And, well, what's the
People
practice
don't
squad going to do in hockey? Play hockey.
Right,
Maybe run a special defense you might face, like a
Hockey's
trap type thing.
True, but hockey doesn't have practice squads. They do have
Against each other. but-
human beings
yeah.
on reserve. Like, usually they'll have a goalie or two that aren't on a roster. They're just assholes that hang around the arena, I guess, or friends of people who are players. But they'll come in and just spell and be goalies But baseball's got the whole minor league system for like 7 rows deep.
Yeah.
Football's got nothing. What's the other? Basketball has like European leagues. That's not the same.
They
though.
got Ice T's 3-on-3 or whatever.
That's true.
A lot of people
What is
come out of
that thing called? What's that league called?
I don't know, but I think it's coming back.
I want to say the word "big" is in it.
Like the big,
I can't
like
say
the
you're
big
wrong.
3 or something.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar,
Yeah.
doesn't it? The big 3.
That's very possible.
Oh,
Not
Jesus.
very
Then
creative.
after all of this, where he's going to Houston, then you get to the coach in the hospital trying to give
Trying to
Colt a hard
trying to
time.
like
Another
he's trying to hand
sob
it over,
story.
right?
Yeah,
Like
another sob story. Like, you got to do it, Colt. I'm going. Got called from the NFL.
I love his story. He's like, yeah, I've been doing it for 30 years, but you know what I did before it? Bull riding.
no, I forgot about that. That's right.
Like, that's supposed to talk him out of it.
Yeah, he's like, I gave up the professional bull riding circuit to do this.
Yeah, all the money you can make at professional
Yeah,
bull
that's
riding.
It's
almost
like
like
the
being on the
happiest thing I've
Dolphins.
ever done.
Yeah.
Which awesome. It worked out for you. That's great, but that doesn't necessarily going to work out for Colt. Like
He has a
maybe
chance to
Colt
go
would
on
be the
Dolphins.
happiest fucking certified public accountant that ever existed. We don't know.
He's not smart though.
No, he is. He said he's dumb several times in this.
Definitely.
Oh, jeez. But that's still such a dick move. And that's the other thing. This coach has literally no better candidates than the guy he just recently reconnected with 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, who
Well,
won a
those
chance
are-
state championship for him once.
His 2
Yeah.
buddies just take over for him.
Yeah.
When he says no.
Spanish from old school and the other guy.
He has a name. I think it's Geese. I really do.
Geese and Muncie.
I don't know who the other guy is.
Months.
Is it Muncie, the dude in the overalls?
I think so.
I think it's his barbecue place.
Yeah, but is he the coach of the... we're spending way too much time on this already.
I thought that.
I
before
thought they
we
were
started.
both like whatever.
co-coaches.
Yeah, co-coach.
But let's not gloss over the fact that he lured Bill Cowher out of retirement to coach the Texans.
Yeah.
And then traded for Antonio Brown, who...
No one said this was believable.
And then didn't they get someone else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. I don't remember.
I don't remember who it was.
It
But then the
wasn't that
quarterback
simple.
got hurt, so they went and got a practice squad guy
Right, and then you're
instead
basically...
of RG3 and whoever else is around.
And then
I'm
you're...
sure Colin Kaepernick's still available.
yeah, oh boy.
And then the Dolphins lose a receiver, and they're like, "We need one right away."
Yeah, that's how Colt gets the call.
Nate Peterman is still in the league. And by the way, Pitt graduate, Nate Peterman played for Pitt. I should be tooting this horn. He's still in the league.
I'm sure he tooted his horn.
Cap is.
Hey,
Anyway,
Oh.
so now we go to the Dolphins versus the Jets with Colton Cruz
Catching punts and
catching punts. And
fifth spot receiver.
I assumed that this was intentional, but in the game video, they had him at slot receiver and not even receive a pass.
Yeah,
I assume that was
They
intentional.
look like really bad passes too.
Right.
But he was just a receiver.
Right, like your job was not to actually.
Yeah.
You were going to fail this no matter what. I think is part of the narrative. But eventually, you fail, and you get really sad.
And you get cut.
You get cut,
But not before your sister shows up.
Oh yeah,
with your dad
to make you feel bad about taking an NFL football job.
Well, then they're like, well, we talked it over.
Yeah.
She can move down here with you. It's like,
I like that too. We talked it over. She's gonna move in with you.
in Miami.
Yeah.
What is
that's
that?
Totally
700 miles, 800 miles away from the Texas border.
It's like the dad still doesn't want her. It's like, just take her.
But yeah, I did like how they decided for him. But he gets cut anyway, and he's going back to Texas.
Fuck it,
But still, how much do you think he made for that one game? Probably more than he's going to make coaching in 3 or 4 years.
I was just like, how long was he gone?
Well, he would have been, I assume, on a tryout contract.
Yeah.
So he would have made some money doing that, but it's not an official.
I'm pretty sure once you get into a game, you get a certain amount.
But it was
guaranteed.
Preseason, wasn't it?
No, this is regular season.
No, because the last
Yeah,
preseason.
then he definitely signed at least a 1-game contract and got something for sure.
More than he'd make coaching.
Whatever the league minimum is. He probably made exactly as much doing that as he would a year of coaching at Mathis Bullfrogs. But it turns out Mathis just happens to be in the middle of a huge game.
Yeah, and he comes in and saves the day.
Yeah, it's not like it was all in the same day.
I think he.
How?
That's
it was about to kick off.
That's a hell of a car ride. From Miami?
Maybe it wasn't. Because he makes it just in time for the game.
The dad had a private jet.
I'm assuming the game's on Friday.
Dad had a private jet. This struggling touring musician chartered a $12,000 flight.
But also, isn't like an NFL game on a Sunday and a high school game on a Friday?
It could be a Thursday night game.
It could be a special.
I guess so. It could have been the Thursday night
Homecoming
game. And then he's
game.
got to fly home the Friday to make the coach game. All right. Well, that's what we'll go.
I think that is pretty thin. But I guess if that's the most ridiculous thing in this story, I can look past it for sure. But he shows up last minute at the game. The Mathis is down 28-0, and he puts on Hank. Oh, I have his name. Wilford Brimley is named Hank.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I said Dane.
Oh, is that where he got that
I
hat?
said
That's
Dwayne.
where he got the hat. Yes, that was Coach Hank's persona.
Yep, you go home.
What's your personality type? Cowboy hat. Sup?
That's definitely right.
And they're playing. Ooh, I wrote this down specifically. They're in the middle of a game. It's halftime. They're losing 28-0, and they are playing the Brush Hogs,
Oh yeah.
who have a scoreboard abbreviation, I guess you'd say, is usually 3 letters, for the scoreboard, as BLM. Like that.
Brush Hogs?
What is that?
Black Lives Matter.
Oh.
Interesting choice. The reason I bring that up is because Colin Kaepernick's name got censored from the lyrics in one of the songs on this game.
Seriously?
Yes. They had,
I'm not
they
surprised.
cut out all the curse
yeah,
words.
true.
They cut out I do have it written down in the notes, that it is the song Big Bank in a verse by Big Sean. They blurred out, not blurred out, I guess, dropped the audio, whatever, censored Colin Kaepernick's name.
Which is funny because they didn't have to put that song in. They could have picked an entire
Yeah,
song.
seriously.
Well,
They
there's
paid for that song and then
now,
blacked out his name.
you can take this next thing for whatever you believe, but supposedly this was a mistake by EA because Colin Kaepernick had been out of the league and he was no longer part of the NFL Players Association. So they had to take his name and likeness out of the game.
Bullshit.
And they think an algorithm ran that just took it out of the song,
just
which
took
is
it
complete horseshit. But
Yeah, that's bullshit.
that their excuse
Because they paid for the song and the song isn't going to change.
They don't
But-
bleep
right.
the word Pepsi in songs and shit.
but it had
How many times does Pepsi come up in a song?
it had been reinstated.
You
So
never
they
heard
did bring it back.
institutionalized by suicidal tendencies?
Oh, yeah. I guess they bleep out Pepsi from that.
Which is great. But there's this game where they're down 28-0 and they come back is very much like the Friday Night Lights game at the end with the crazy super duper Texas commentators.
Yeah.
I have written down here, holy cheese fries.
Yeah, they were annoying.
Like I just spilled nachos on myself.
So
It's like,
dumb.
would you be offended of this stereotype if you lived in Texas, or would you just be like, nah, that's how we talk?
They'd be like, that's like morning radio.
That's my daily 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. commute. Holy cheese fries. But now we get to the town meeting, which is a whole fucking thing.
Oh, wait. There was time where Wade plays the Cowboys, and then Cower like calls him into his office, and I was like, is that all they were gonna have him say? I thought Cower was there to say those 3 words. Like,
I don't. That's after the town meeting. That's week 10. Texans at Cowboys.
oh shit, my bad. Yeah, city count.
Yeah, this town meeting is ridiculous. Where they just talk about merging with the other town and getting $1 million for the stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, let's paraphrase this real quick. So they have this.
Okay, I'll tell you my 3 lines that paraphrase.
Yes, do it.
Do it.
Merger meeting, go Bullfrogs! Exclamation point, and then crowdsource 250,000.
Yep.
Question mark.
Apparently, this person who's a businessman whose goal is to make money suddenly decides to fucking play a game with his future and say,
Yeah.
hey, if you guys, I'm going to make this $1 million stadium that combines both schools. But hey, if you raise $250K, I'll put in the other $250K and they will stay segregated.
Yeah.
And I'll give
Which-
you a $500,000 stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And plus,
It doesn't make
well,
any sense.
He wants a mega stadium for $1 million. How are you going to do that?
All I'm saying,
It's not going to be a mega stadium.
No, stadiums cost hundreds of millions of dollars
Yes.
to make.
the only reason they're
That's
talking
like a
about
field resurfacing is $1 million.
Yeah.
the only reason they're talking about all this shit is because what's the name of the town?
Mathis.
Mathis was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina or whatever.
Oh, is that how would that? How did
There was a
Hurricane Katrina
hurricane.
get over there?
Something. There's flooding.
Hurricane Texas.
Yeah, whatever.
Hurricane. Maybe that was part of the original story,
Yeah.
which would have been pretty insensitive
But-
considering Katrina happened.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
But Katrina happened like 10 years ago.
That was like
True.
2007.
But yeah, they decide they're going to crowdsource $250,000, which they make it seem like it's simple.
Right, and football is clearly the most important possible thing to this town. It's not having like an emergency room
Yeah.
or affordable groceries.
We want a $500,000 stadium.
Yeah, we need to have our high school children getting concussions left and right for 6 games a year.
It would have been awesome if you followed those guys.
Oh boy, but yeah, they decide to. Oh, we forgot about the other stipulation.
Oh, yeah.
which
Cole
is
has to win.
yeah, you have to win the next
Oh, you have to
4-ish
make
or
it-
5
You
games.
have to make the
or whatever.
playoffs.
Make
yeah.
the playoffs. And if you guys win, you have to sign a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what was the 3-year? Oh, it was a 3-year was to keep Colt there.
Cool, yeah.
It wasn't to as if he's like a celebrity in Texas.
Maybe
Well,
the
he
town,
was.
but-
I didn't watch the Madden 18 Longshot movie, so I don't know.
You didn't?
Maybe he is a celebrity.
But this is still just overall some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like a businessman who wants to develop. I guess is he construction? Is that what he's
I
doing?
assumed he was some part of this council, like town council, because there's only 2 guys.
That's true. There are,
Well, he's got
it's a
an
small
in-
council,
He's got an in with Dallas Cowboys head coach.
Yeah.
which is another thing I don't understand. But
They're
Yeah, because
besties.
that's where I have written shadiness.
Yeah.
Because he tries to like
Yeah, he tried
con himself out of paying $250,000.
He's like, hey, Colt, I know you really want to be on football team. I know the guy.
it's like, yeah, he's like, I know Jerry Jones. Do you not? Like, and he's trying to like get Colt to basically abandon this whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Jerry Jones would hang out with a Mexican.
Whoa.
businessman
Oh, thought you were going to stop at Mexican.
No, I think you're probably correct. It's Jerry
yeah.
Jones we're talking about.
Yes.
But now we're at the Texans and Cowboys.
There you go.
And Wade's going to play.
And we're going to assume he crushes it, I guess.
I assume so,
That's
yeah.
Destroys.
And this is where Cower talks to him finally.
Yeah, this is where he's like, I want to talk to you in my office.
I couldn't tell if that was really Bill Cower or not.
Yeah.
I think it was because doesn't Cower do like one of the morning shows or TV
He
or
does.
something?
But
It's
yeah.
definitely had his name in the credits.
Okay.
And his likeness. I assume it was him, yeah. But Cower's like, do you want to talk for a sec? And then we go back to Mathis High.
Where they're at the last night of the.
Yeah, they're trying to
Funding.
raise $250,000.
Yeah, they're at 26,000 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing well. They got a lot to do.
I'm
but
surprised they made that much.
yeah, absolutely. And this is where
Because crowdsourcing isn't easy.
Yes, it is.
If this game taught me anything.
Yeah, apparently it's simple. You just have to bring several NFL players to your team to then tweet about the cause and then get all
Yeah.
their fans to do it.
That way you could do it, but
Yeah, if your GoFundMe or whatever suddenly reached out to 4 million people seeing it, you could probably get a little bit of cash too.
I think it was called Fundy.
Thanks for the important details.
Yeah, no problem.
Chump Slap. Appreciate you jumping in there.
and then then Devin shows up with Antonio Brown and they make viral videos and donate money to the cause. Like they couldn't donate $250,000, but
Like they couldn't make that video. Yeah. That was another thing.
But
Well,
He's making $18 million a year, and he can't just drop 250.
that's where Muntz is like. He's like, look. He's like, oh my god, they gave me a $250,000 check.
Yeah,
He's like, check it again. Oh,
25K.
And it's like if this high school had produced Devin and Colt, who were at least possible NFL talent, they probably produced some other NFL talent at some
I
point.
don't know. They've never had another championship.
That's a good point. You're so right. But they beat Beeville, which
Well, they're big rivals.
yeah, and basically I have Mario shows up and donates some money for this. Oh, the other coach.
Yeah.
The coach who was a rival in the first game, I assume, where him and Colt do not get along and talk shit. And he,
The purple
Mario,
team.
the purple team, yeah.
Yeah.
He showed up and he's like, here's some money. Like, we want to keep this rivalry going. Damn decent move by
Yeah.
Mario.
He's like, hey, we all got together.
Yeah, we get you $1,000.
Here's
You got everybody
$1,000
donate
bucks. We get that back if you don't get funding, right?
But anyway, they get all the money from all the tweets and stuff.
Yeah, Antonio Brown made a video and it went viral, and like 30 seconds later, they
then
go
they
from
get-
20,000 to
Yeah.
$500,000.
A lot of viral videos.
And then they get a mega stadium.
Who the money guy? I just have written money guy. He gives $375K to build $1 million stadium. So I
Yeah.
guess with all the money they raised, and
They're gonna get AstroTurf.
they're gonna get AstroTurf.
Maybe a bleacher or two.
Turf toe. Oof.
Which why is I don't understand
And then I have nepotism because the council guy is gonna put his kid in charge of
the construction or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Nepotism. Which I don't understand. What is this guy investing in?
I don't know. The town's going under, so how can he be making money?
He's just helping the town rebuild after the flood.
I guess because he's.
Was there a flood? Am I making this up?
They said something about a flood. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
I don't recall hearing.
I'm
about
pretty
a flood.
sure in the beginning there was like when it was flashing like the newspaper headlines. It was all about the
possibly.
town getting destroyed.
And then I have unnecessary song because Colt sings a song about
Yeah, I said they get the
Wilford
stadium.
Brimley.
Dumb song.
Yeah.
I have unnecessary, but
I just have an interview with Devin, and he gets all preachy about communities.
yeah. And then Devin beats Brady in a game, which would never happen in real
Never
life.
in a million years. Which there was an issue with this because he beats Brady in week 12. All right,
Yeah.
which it's set on the screen week 12.
Yeah.
Texans and Brady. And I looked at the schedule that year and previous years, and basically week 12 is usually around Christmas, like between the 21st and the 30th ish. It falls in.
That can't be right.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
No,
Sure,
you're
it's
right.
not Thanksgiving.
No, because that's the thing. They go to Thanksgiving. There's only how many weeks?
6/17.
17?
And it ends in the end of
you're
December.
right. I might have read that incorrectly.
Where's
But
their
I thought that was
Thanksgiving?
around Christmas. But that's where we go to the BBQ joint,
Oh, that's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
and that's Thanksgiving they're celebrating.
Oh.
I could be wrong. I thought it was later, but
Yeah,
you're right.
they're
It
at
does
the
kind of make
BBQ
sense.
joint, and I have Wade and Lindsay Lohan and Dad show up and Snow.
Dad shows up. Yeah. Ass clown.
And the dad does the super sappy.
Yeah.
I know I got a lot to answer for,
I'm sorry I wasn't there for you.
but I'm gonna move here and I'm gonna try.
And then, like people who've never seen snow, they think they can go and make snowballs.
And this is where we do get the quote.
No.
Guess global warming ain't all that
Yeah.
bad.
I
Which
said
is
snowball.
not how global warming
Snowballs.
works.
Bowl. Because he grabs a football. He's like, oh, it's time for a snowball. Not
Oh,
snowballs.
maybe.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching it.
Oh.
Yeah, by this point, like we were checked out.
I was back into it at this point.
And then I also have Coward calls him to be an NFL coach. That's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, no shit. He's like, hey, I saw you did great in those 4 fucking high school games you coached.
High school, yeah.
How about you come coach with me on the NFL level?
I'll make you OC.
I think he just wanted to retire again.
Maybe he's like, okay, I'll come out of retirement for 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, it might be because Colt's probably got some like internet cred now with all those viral videos and such.
yeah, I guess his
Yeah, but
fundraiser's a huge deal.
Yeah.
he also didn't coach in college or any kind of
He's
specialty
been coaching
coach.
for literally a month.
Yeah, high school.
He
Yes.
played a lot of football.
No, not even that much.
High school.
Probably 2 years in high school and maybe a year or two in college.
And now my notes say there are end credit stingers.
Actually, my notes
I
say
stopped there.
my notes say Christmas fireworks. Is that something they do in Texas?
Well,
Yep.
Is it really?
I have no idea. Yes, probably.
I would imagine so.
Wait, you're going to ask me if Texans need a reason for explosions?
Dude, how many times do they let off fireworks here?
I know, fucking Texans. I wish they'd go back where they came
Yeah,
from.
really.
Jesus.
I know where he's coming from.
Texas.
Roll through this in the end credits scene. Turns out they named the stadium after Hank, which is probably the least they could fucking do.
I would imagine the rich guy who funded half of it would get his name on it.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
No.
Yeah.
But Loretta learned how to play bass
I saw that.
and is chilling and jamming with Colt at the barbecue joint. Geese, who was the other guy, I did have his name correct. He made a statue of Hank and
Yeah.
put it outside the stadium. That's all he did with his life.
No, he was the guy who built the stadium. That was the guy's
Yeah,
kid.
well, yeah, but he also made the statue.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he made a statue. That's the most prominent thing he did since ending this.
It's fair.
Coach Earl comes
It's
on
a
board.
shitty statue. They didn't even show it.
Yeah, Coach Earl demotes himself to high school football.
Well, I think he quit. I think he retired and just like.
Yeah, he
helps
retired
out.
because he wanted his own life, and then he went and coached high
It
school
said he
football.
helps out. It doesn't say he coached it though.
And then this is where things get weird. The GM, Donnie, which was his name,
Oh yeah.
Donnie with the water bottles, made a water drink for kids.
Yeah, that's real weird.
Yeah, with those water bottles with the faces on them.
Unnecessary.
That was his big thing.
The Money Man started a fund to help kids start their own business.
Yeah.
No surprises here.
Where was this? Who is that guy?
And that seems like a good way to lose money.
It does. I still don't understand how he expects to make any money from
I
any
think
of
he
this.
just has a lot of money and just wants to give it away.
No, I don't think he wants to give it away. I think he wants to make more
He's
money.
laundering it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, his point was always to make $1 million stadium. His
Yeah.
point was always to give $1 million away.
Yeah.
It's still ridiculous.
Maybe he's just some eccentric millionaire asshole. He was like, "Ooh, let's see if these townspeople can figure it out. Blah, 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 blah. He started a fund to help kids start their own businesses.
They're selling lemonade.
Oh, that nasty lemonade that he
Yeah.
sells for $6 a cup.
Apparently, it's real gross, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't put cilantro on lemonade. It's gross.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Cilantro's terrible.
Maybe some lemongrass.
Devin Wade won a Super Bowl eventually. Colt Cruz is still a coach, and apparently his music career is looking promising. And then I have after that. That's where Bill.
Yeah,
came off, so
everybody encourages him to go into the music business.
Yeah, but
don't
everyone
want him to play football.
Everyone talked him out of football, but
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, music's easy.
Yeah, you're an excellent
There's
singer.
money everywhere for music."
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody can do that.
Just
Playing
from
football, that's ridiculous.
his truck license plate. Did anyone catch it?
No, what is that?
You assume I watched it.
CRZ MSL, cruise missile.
Oh,
Did you just make that up? Because that's
It's
easily
written
something.
down.
it's
That doesn't mean it's not made up.
written down.
It was on the video.
You were
I
probably like-
watched the video intently. That's why it took so long.
Okay, fine. All right, well that's it. That's the game.
So why don't you tell us if you'd play it?
Oh, so you just want to throw it right to me?
Yeah,
immediately?
you're the one that brought this upon us.
What'd
Okay.
you play? What'd you like about it? Something. What'd you rate it?
Yeah,
Hey,
would you rate
Thanks
it?
for that lead-in, guys.
No problem.
Tell us your thoughts.
My thoughts. Would I play Madden 19 Longshot mode? Absolutely not, because I'd rather just play Madden by itself.
That's why you buy the game.
Right. I don't play it for this weird narrative experiment they
Especially
did.
if you didn't play the first one.
Right, and
What's the point?
that would be just silly. So would I play it? Absolutely not, because the second a new Madden game comes out, the old one's useless anyway.
Even though
So
it's exactly the same.
yeah, so no, I wouldn't play it. Did the story work for me? I thought it was a pretty bad story overall. It was pretty
Shocking.
It was pretty paint by the numbers, very safe, like all audience type stuff. And it was boring. It was just straight up boring. And then what would I score it? I'm going to give this guy, of course, as we all know, our system is based out of 27 stars. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a 2 out of 27. Because technically, there was a narrative, and it did move forward.
Technically,
Technically.
it was a story.
Technically, a story
The characters
did
grew
exist.
more than they did in other games that we've done.
That's true. They were a bit more three-dimensional.
Yeah.
I'm still sticking with it. I'm still sticking with it, too.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
It's good.
But, what about you, Syintist? What are your thoughts? What'd you play it? What'd you score it? Story work for you?
Story's cliche, very boring. Like
Yeah.
you said, safe. It was, for a supposedly realistic game, it was incredibly unrealistic. Just a happy story all the time. No, I'd never play it.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am
Okay.
100% positive.
With a gun to your head. Still wouldn't play.
Do I have a choice to play something else?
No, you have a gun in your head. You're either going to die or have to play through all of Longshot mode right there.
Well, it's been real, guys.
Yeah. I'm 40. It's close enough. I've lived long enough.
Okay.
I also gave it 2 stars.
All right.
That's crazy.
It's slightly better than the other stars at games I gave 1 star.
It's better than Jurassic the Hunted.
Yes, yeah.
Was Jurassic the Hunted the game where you took one of my stars away?
Yes.
Like specifically.
Yes,
You
yeah.
took one. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was better than Onion Chibar and Killzone, which I gave 1 star.
You haven't played it.
And I gave it a tie with Kane and Lynch too. So
sounds about right.
yeah.
Well, it's definitely on brand for Syintist. So let's go ahead and kick it over to Chump Slap. Would you play it? Or would you play it? Would you score it? Story work for you?
No to no.
All right. That's succinct, given with all the critical eye necessary of that.
We all gave it 2 stars.
Yeah.
We all thought it was that impressive.
It's a 6 out of 81, which I
can't even
no,
do
I think
decimals,
Jurassic's
man.
worse. I think Jurassic got worse than that.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
you
he
took
took-
away one of my stars.
Yeah.
I think I gave it like a 3, and then he took one of yours.
I don't know.
Again, another one of those things we could easily look up,
Nope.
and we're not going to do it.
Keep track of what I vote for games. I don't care if anybody else does.
That's understandable. Well, let's say if someone wanted to actually go to our socials and look up all these ratings we did, where would they go to do that, Dr. Scientist?
We have socials?
Social medias.
Oh!
Not like a fucking box lunch social.
The tweets and the grams at Plotty Time.
Perfect. And if they wanted to send an email explaining to me that box lunch socials aren't a thing, where would we send that to, Mr. Chump Slap?
You'd send that straight to plottytime@gmail.com.
Great, awesome. And just to show that I didn't forget about the 2 bits we do every week and just go right into the socials,
Shaving a haircut.
it is time for our favorite segment of every week, which is Scientist's Lock of the Week.
All right.
Every week, Scientist gives us a gambling pick that's 100% guaranteed to succeed. So this week, Scientist, who do you got?
Well, I didn't get much time to do research this week because we're doing it on a little early schedule.
Sure,
But
sure.
I'll just give one of my personal picks. Go bet on the Trifecta 731 and Race 5 at your OTB. You're guaranteed.
731.
Yeah.
On my OTB.
Everybody's
At your
guaranteed.
OTB.
Are we talking dogs, horses?
Horses, of course.
Yeah,
And
I'm
any
the
race
asshole.
5.
Sorry.
Any race 5.
No, just this one coming up.
And that's 100% guaranteed pick. So what you want to do is take all your things that you have in your house and you're going to sell them. Maybe at a pawn shop, maybe to some guy in the street. I don't know. That's not my business. And then take that money. You're going to sell that money. And you're going to put it all in this game. Because
It's a sure thing.
it is a sure thing. Now, we're going to move on to our favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slap's recommendation window. Every week we ask Chump Slap for a recommendation, usually of what I think of as I'm saying this sentence. So, Chump Slap, do you have a recommendation for some badass? I guess I'll just do it. This is going to happen eventually. Some awesome magic cards that you need to pick up. I've given up.
Well, he looked around the room and picked something.
Like any that I need right now, I'm pretty good. I'll
Okay,
take-
what if you could pick up any 3 cards ever?
For free?
Yeah, for free.
I'll take 3 dual lands of any kind.
Ooh.
And why does any of that matter? Just in case someone
So
is
the
listening
best
to this
lands
and
you can
doesn't know
have.
anything about.
Because they're expensive. They're the best lands you can have. And they only printed them like the first 3 years of Magic.
4, maybe.
And they never printed them again. So they're worth a lot of money.
Interesting.
I would have gone
Lotus.
Lotus, Twister, and Time Walk.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. I like my land base solid.
I just would have gone with the 3 Black Lotus.
Yeah, sell them.
Yeah,
Buy
I'll
your dual
take a
lands.
free. Yeah, I'll take.
That
3
is
bucks.
literally the only magic card I've ever heard of. It's the Black Lotus.
That's all you need to know.
It's busted for reasons.
I guess there's a reason they only made a couple of them. Or
Oh.
100. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
It wasn't. It doesn't work anymore. Like it's too good. So they had to stop printing it. So that's why.
Gotcha. That all totally makes
And-
any sense.
They tried fixing it with like Lion's Eye Diamond, and that was busted too. So
Okay, we've talked about Magic way
That's
too
still
long.
that's still worth a couple
Stop
bucks.
talking
Yeah.
about Magic. So that does it for us this week.
So then I was thinking maybe Forces of Will. I need one more of those.
I mean, if you're gonna use them, that was you get.
I got 3.
Damn it.
I was thinking about selling because then you could just buy things you wanted.
I'd like a set. No, let's get over it.
The Power
right.
9. The Power 9.
Power 9. Any Power 9. Take it.
All right.
Tabernacle.
Fuck 'em. That does it for
Candelabra.
this week. So we will
A
talk
Legends
to you
Caracas.
next week with a very special episode. Talk to you later.
I'm gonna grab some